GM, we are live with your host Phil X Contreras, where we're going to talk about Ordinals, Solana, and NFTs and the whole ecosystem world. I just got dropped about 4 to 5K in Ordinals RCIS Meta Protocol. This is insane. I just want to show you what this is right now, and we're gonna get into the details on what's going on here. RSIC Meta Protocol. If you see these things were airdropped about maybe like 2 or 3 days ago, and the floor price right now is now 0.0469. So what's going on here, right? What happened and how did that happen? So in order to understand this, this is basically what's going to be launched on Runes. And this guy Juan, he basically explains it the best way I could find on Twitter. And these runes basically are described here. Understand that this is your chance to be early bird in the new shiny thing to be launched on Bitcoin. Runes. Bear with me. It's a long post. If you follow the trajectory of BRC20 and their use of Ordinals theory to launch fungible tokens on Bitcoin, you know that these tokens attracted so much attention that a couple of them reached over 1 billion market cap. So here he basically says BRC20s, even though they were really great and fun, they caused a lot of issues. UTXO proliferation issues. So Casey, called Rod Armor, the creator of Ordinals, decided to create a new protocol specifically for these fungible tokens. That protocol is Runes, which is what I showed about 30 seconds ago. In his words, I'm not sure creating a new fungible token protocol for Bitcoin is a good idea. Usually there's scams and memes. However, they don't appear to be going away anytime soon. So he made these things, right? Uh, Before the ERC20 standard was widely adopted for launching new coins in Ethereum, there were other less standardized methods. So the thing here is you got BRC20, now you got runes. What's going to be basically the dominant figure here? And this paragraph here basically says before ERC20, you had all these other different, standardized methods out there. So, well, it should. The Runes protocol that Ron Armour is developing aims to be the standard for fungible tokens, potentially replacing BRC20. So, here's the fun part. RCIS have a first mover advantage. They might not be the first technically, but they've effectively managed to create the first real hyped fungible token launch on Rune. And remember, fungible tokens thrive on hype. So that's what's going on right now. There's about 21,000 for free, which will be able to mine and claim 21 billion, or is that million? I think that's billion runes. Bear in mind the game rules. You have the chance to be early in the first hype fungible, yada yada yada. So here is the allocation. This is what was dropped to Ordinal wallets who were basically OGs. And if you were with me in this whole Ordinals ride for the first year, you probably received some RSIC. So congratulations to you. I've been in this Ordinals ecosystem for the first year. I'm basically part of the history of these guys, and I received 3 of them. So it's been insane receiving this. I still have one. 2 of them I did sell. What did I do with them? I bought more Ordinals. Go figure. The DGen me, I bought more Ordinals. I bought specifically ABCs because I really want to be a huge part of the community in ABCs. And I have about 18 of them. So, um, but yeah, well, I'm gonna keep my one RSIC, and I'm gonna see how this thing moves forward. And as you can see right now, in the analytics, this has been growing massively. Uh, just right now it's 0.04. It was like at 0.02, then went to 0.03 yesterday. Now it's gonna looks like it's gonna hit 0.05. And there's some people that say that this is going to grow to $50,000 at some point if this thing does become the uh s- standardized protocol. But uh that's going to probably be a long time from now. if that ever does happen. Overall, you have Leonidas here who basically talks about this whole movement, and I think overall, people have their own opinions on what this thing does. But here he says it obviously is not the first rune on Bitcoin. In case he has stated multiple times that no runes are runes until the protocol actually drops and a first rune token is actually minted to the chain. I strongly dislike that RCIS is marking itself in this way, and this like that will most likely mislead average people in the Ordinals who don't spend the time to fully understand why a claim like this is blatantly false. So basically, it's not the first rune on Bitcoin. There's actually a different one who basically took that over. So he just wanted to clarify that, and here says Rune X was the first rune token to begin farming. So um, just a couple of things people are just talking about on this whole thing. Could RSIC become the majority to be used? We don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Could it still be BRC 20s? Maybe, maybe not. So this is all basically speculation right now. People are buying it up, and personally, me, am I gonna buy one at the price it is? I'm probably not, but I could see why people are buying it right now. And overall, I mean, it's just going to be interesting to observe this on how this moves forward. And here this guy says you can call this fraud or whatever you want, but the truth is the marketing behind this is just not true. The entire post can be disproven, of course. But if you're going to play this game, please do your own research. Um, and then he throws out how this game is played. So overall, it's not just stay away from basically people already shilling into this next big thing because we just don't know. Is it great? I think this is going to be awesome. Personally, I think RSIC drop was one of the coolest airdrops that has happened in the Ornos ecosystem, and I really cannot wait to see how this plays out as far as like the new standard in Ornos. So we'll find out how that plays out. Now we also have commoners that basically launched, and this is also pretty cool on what happened in this ecosystem. So breaking the total number of inscriptions on count just blew up past 10,000 all the way to 14,801. So commoners basically used a cool technique. They basically had you use a uncommon sat to basically get into this this ornal art. So here you have the commoners right here, all their attributes. If you like to mint, we recommend stocking up on some uncommon sats with an Xverse app. So you had to use a uncommon sat, and these things blew up. And you can see right here, here's the uncommon sat, and you can basically do your rare sat check, inscribe it, and then mint it. So all that already happened. So the cool thing about this is uncommon stats just blew up out of nowhere. If you go into Magic Eden and you actually look at it and you look at the rare stats, uh, dude, these things freaking just blew out of the charts. I think they're like $500 now for just one of them, which is it's completely insane. Just 499 dollars now, if you see it right there. Basically, yeah, basically $500 for one uncommon sat, and then you have all these rare sats in here as well. Like you got your rare, you got your epic, and you have your Nakamoto's over here. But yeah, it was probably one of the coolest things I've seen. Where to for this 10,000 collection, you will need a non-common sat, and is basically being inscribed in that world. So that is basically what happened with these commoners. They minted out. Congratulations to them and the team. And it's cool for them to throw this out there, saying commoners are the first 10,000 uncommon NFT collection on Bitcoin. I think there's gonna be more of these type of plays. It could be like Nakamoto's in the future, some collection, or maybe some Block 9 as well. Someone's gonna make some project similar to this because this idea was really cool compared to all the other Ornos that were rented out in the past. So And as you can see, this was 14 hours ago, and these are all these cool, unique, charming looking art, guys, right here. So overall, just just seeing this minted out, great stuff, great stuff, and I hope to have one in the future. So that's the commoner, that's the commoners right there. So let's talk about a little bit of Saturn BTC. So if you've been lost in the world and not really into the Ornos ecosystem, Saturn has been throwing out this, different type of way of using. How would I say it? The in Solana you have Jupiter, right? This is basically like the Jupiter version in an Ornos ecosystem. You have Saturn, and with Saturn, it is going to basically um, it says the first non-custodial peer-to-peer order book for Satoshi. So if you go on Saturn BTC, you'll be able to um, trade, swap these different type of rare sats. So maybe I can actually, I don't know if I could do it from the iPad, but I'm hoping I could. Maybe I can't. Yeah, I probably can't do it from the iPad, but I'll do it from the other computer. But you could basically see that you could trade your sats for your satoshis for different rare sats out there. I already traded on this account, and the more you trade, the potential, the airdrop that you will get from Saturn, which supposedly is going to be rug from one of these collections. So if I go back over here to Saturn, uh, they are basically hinting out what they're what they're doing. So here, feeling generous, who wants an extra allocation of rug? Any interaction may be rewarded. So they're hinting out that at some point they're gonna work with the team to get this first uh token out there, rug. So they're just throwing hints out. Rings removes the capital and technical requirements for building on Bitcoin. Now with no technical experience or funding, you can build on Bitcoin within minutes. So this is going to be really cool. You got, RUNES RCIC, which we just talked about, and then you have Rug that's going to come next, and that's probably going to be the next big thing. Here you have Dr. Tom saying, "Last chance to get Rug airdrop incoming next week." So it looks like it could probably be next week from what people are saying on Twitter. And again, like what I said, get on Saturn BTC and trade rare sats. Make sure you have 100K sats in your wallet or buy an Ordinals rug. So that's the thing, is you gotta play around on Saturn BTC's website with the trades in order to be eligible for the rug airdrop. So putting 100K sats and then maybe a little bit of trading. So um, uh, I think I'm gonna get the airdrop because I did a little bit of trading on there, but we'll see next week. We'll see if they really do that. And here you got the actual official Twitter page for Rug. That's gonna be the first token using rings, which is the standard for Saturn. And Ornos Rugs is a collection of 147 hand drawn rugs inscribed into the Bitcoin blockchain. So yeah, this is gonna be also interesting to see how this comes out with Saturn and what they're gonna come out next. So can't wait to see how that comes out next week. All right, so let's talk about a little bit of what just happened with Block 9 rare sats. So Block 9 rare sats is basically, I would say, the same thing as the uncommon sats movement. There was a collection of 10,000 of the commoners that you needed uncommon sats to basically mint out these NFTs, right? Same thing that is potentially going to happen, I think, is what's going on right here. You have 10,000 Block 9 rare sats that were bought on Magic Eden for 0.72 bit. This person is most likely going to do some collection with Block 9. I don't know what it's going to be, but I really think something's going to happen with this new collection, and this potential could go through the same route as the uncommon sats, where people are going to start buying these rare sats from Block 9, and it's probably going to push the price up. I think that's probably what's going to happen with these rare sats here. All right, so sub 10K, man. Oh my god, sub 10K. I hope my live video is going well right now. But Ordinal inscriptions 38 just sold for 241,000. Inscription 715 107,000, and then you got 679 for 101,000. These three bad boys, these mushrooms, all together with the guac, sold for almost $500,000. And this is the sub 10K world. And if you've been listening to what I've been talking about for the past 4 or 5 weeks, sub 10K is what I really enjoy and what I'm looking at. And I actually did buy one of these sub 10Ks. I have one right now, and I think that's probably how I got the airdrop from um from RSIC on Runes. I think that's how I got it because I was part of the sub 10K group. And I personally believe that the sub 10K group is going to be probably somewhere near a potential big historical movement like the like base or maybe crypto punks. But we'll find out because inscription seems to be the historical part of Bitcoin, and we'll see how that plays out. So there you go, sub 10K on what's going on in that world. And anyways, we have Degen Trader, US former president Donald Trump decided to not go in Ethereum and trade on there and use the Ethereum guys as exit liquidity. He now just decided to go on Bitcoin Ordinals and release a one-of-one collection. That is happening right now, folks. While he's going through his presidential run, he decided to make sure he get his next NFT collection on Ordinals. On Ordinals. So here you go. Inscribe his mugshot into Bitcoin. I almost said Bitcoin, but um, on Ordinals, yeah, just like what Lil now, you can't make this up. It's happening. If you want to buy one of these, you can go ahead and just know that Donald Trump's gonna do what he did in Ethereum and just sell his NFTs at some point and use you as exit liquidity. So, unless you want to meet the man. So, there you go. That's what's happening here. These guys are going ham. They're not stopping. They're throwing collections in every chain possible. So, let's see what happens there with the team. And let's see if it will be on the voting booth. And yeah, we'll find out. But yeah, anyways, that's what's going on with Donald Trump. So, while he's running his presidential election. All right. So, in other news, you have someone bidding almost $4 million for a CryptoPunk. These things are back at it again, historical figures. And that's what I was talking about earlier about the sub 10K movement. It doesn't have potential to be something like this historical because you have inscriptions. The lowest inscriptions are the most historical inscriptions potentially, and I think that's potential might happen. You also have NAT that came out. We're going to talk about this in another live show, but this is the first token minted out using digital matter theory, a new method of creating tokens with pattern recognition on Bitcoin. So these things are also they're not hot yet, but it seems like they're probably one of those ones that are gonna probably become hot in the next couple weeks. Right now, you have the attention on runes. You're gonna have probably a little bit of attention on Saturn, and then people are probably going to start noticing this NAT theory movement. So we'll talk about that probably in the next show or so. And yeah, that's basically what's happening right now in the Ordos ecosystem. You have all these projects that are still there. You finally have some actual good projects on the Ordos ecosystem. You have now you have when you look at Magic Eden, you have the RCIC meta protocol. You have Node Monkeys, which is a just another good collection on the lowest inscription. It could go as a pure collection. You have rare sats, you have Bitcoin puppets, which are cool. You have commoners, which is on uncommon sats. You have pizza ninjas now that came back. You have Bitcoin frogs that are also a legit community. You have Bitmap, which is the Bitmap metaverse. I mean, these things are kind of, and then you got Bitcoin Trumps. I don't know if that's actually the real Trump, and then you got Bitcoin Cat. So No longer do you have these weird collections on here. I remember when we first looked at it, we had some crazy ones. Now you actually have potential real projects on the Bitcoin Ordinals ecosystem that you can trade, you can have fun on actual collections that were made for pure growth of the Ordinals ecosystem, if you get what I mean. So that's what's happening right now in this world. And seeing these collections just like pump from what they were, it's just it's crazy how it happened so fast. So we'll find out what happens next week. But glad I did this so we can enjoy what happened with our RSIC. It's so hard to say, and the airdrop they just did. So again, much love, and I'll try to go online tomorrow so we could talk more about what's going on here. And peace.